Out of the hundreds of YouTube shorts I've watched today, I probably remember about 3. And I'll probably remember 0 in like a week. And the thing is, I know it's bad for me. I know it's a waste of time, and I know I'm not going to remember or care about any of them, but I still keep watching them. And I do stuff like this quite often. And it's funny, because I'm really self-aware about it. Like, even while I'm doing it, it's not like an afterthought. While I'm watching YouTube shorts or playing a game I don't care about, or whatever, I know it's bad for me. I know there's a better option of something to do that's more fun and productive I don't care about. And yet I still choose to do that. And it's weird because I get caught in this loop where every time I get a little down, I go to the easy fulfillment of YouTube shorts or video games or whatever it is that is just giving me little bits of dopamine or whatever you want to call it. And I realize that I'm doing that, and then sometimes I'll get on a motivation kick. Well, I'll really hold myself to not doing that. I'll get a bunch of stuff done. I'll be super motivated, usually feel a lot better, but then I get tired of it. I'm exhausted. I burn myself out, and then I go back into the cycle of getting that easy fulfillment. Now, I don't know what to do about this, because I know exactly how to stop the problem, which is just choosing something different, but it just always comes back to the simple short-term pleasure that is so much of social media and life today. And this isn't probably ever going to get posted because I want to make like a more edited, stylized video about this. I've thought about this a lot. I'm not going off a script or anything. So I don't know what the solution is, because I know that I could take an ice bath, I could get pumped up, I could go on a run, I could make a list of all the things I want to do, I could be super productive, and I'd be in a better mood, I'd be nicer to people, and it would just be better. But every time that happens, it goes down. I burn myself out. I think this might just be something about me. I have a necessity to win that is definitely an issue. Like, I am way too competitive sometimes, and I care too much if I win or not. Like, in times that it just doesn't matter. It's gotten better, but honestly, I don't know how to stop caring. So it's this thing where I have this realization, or I have this moment where I switch from I'm doing this thing of just temporary self-fulfillment, it sucks, to I'm doing this thing of temporary self-fulfillment, it sucks, and I'm going to change it. And then when I change it, it's like I have this burst of energy that just pushes me, and it doesn't feel like anything can stop me. But then that burns out, and without it, what my workload that I'm putting on myself is too much to handle. It's like, it's sprinting. Like, you can't just keep sprinting forever. So instead of just doing a consistent jog, I sprint, and then I walk, and then I sit down, and then I'm like, I should get going again. And then I just keep sprinting, and I just keep doing this. And it's like, but there's something about not sprinting and sitting down, even that it's something about that, the badness of it that I like for some reason. I don't know why, and I don't really like it in the long term, but in the short term, it feels like I'm competing against my other self, the sprinting self. That, like, when I'm sitting, I'm proving to me sprinting that I don't have to sprint. I don't know. This is a really weird rant. And there's like a lot of stuff it's a big issue, and I don't really know how to solve it. I mean, a great way would just be stop doing social media and stuff that I know doesn't help me. But the thing is, in moderation, that stuff is great. I uploaded one YouTube short every single day for an entire year, and it was a ton of work. There was a lot of days when I didn't want to upload a short because I didn't have a creative idea, but it forced myself to be creative. I put a ton of work. I think I have some good videos. I have a bunch of bad videos. But there is amazing there's people's creations that are extraordinary and awesome and super helpful and entertaining and fun and genuinely memorable that are out there, especially on YouTube. There's a bunch of creators that really put a lot of time and effort and creativity into their projects that is definitely worth my time to watch, to hear their opinions or their stories or see their creations. But it's so hard not to get sucked into the vortex of just attention-consuming content that short-form content is pushed all over with every single company, because that's how they make money. Because those companies are not trying to give you an honest, good, memorable experience. They're trying to keep you on the app as long as they can, because that's how they make money. And I'm not saying they don't care at all about their user experience, but that's not their number one priority. Their priority is making money. And it's so incredibly hard to stay on top of that barrier of the memorable, good, actually helpful, beneficial content, because there's such a wide and deep area that is just the attention-consuming content. And it's especially on short-form content. There is some great content there. I've experimented with just really trying to curate a feed that is only content that I actually like, but the content that I actually like generally is like Red Bull videos where people are doing really cool tricks and whatnot, and people like doing base jumping and doing really cool stuff and creating cool stuff, and that doesn't make me want to stay on the app longer. It inspires me to do that myself. So YouTube, and I don't use TikTok, but I imagine TikTok isn't going to give you a feed that gets you off the app, because those videos, I enjoy them more. They're cooler. I remember them. Unlike a lot of times, if I spend an hour on YouTube Shorts, I remember like 3 of them, and I probably watch 100. That is horrible. And I don't get, I don't really understand why. I don't know. I don't understand why it seems so easy not to do it, but then it's like the allure of the high quality content, that's what gets you in the door. And then there's all this other content and no shade to any creators who are doing this. I get it. YouTube made a game of it. They're taking advantage of the system. This is a YouTube problem, not a creator problem by any means. I made content that wasn't good because it got more views. The content that I ended up making wasn't the content that was the most fun for me to make, that I honestly thought was the best content. It was the content that got the most views because I was trying to learn the YouTube algorithm. But it's the thing, creators are going to do the same thing, because YouTube is going to promote those videos that get more views, that keep people's attention sucked in. So YouTubers are going to learn from that, and they're going to start making more content, which totally makes sense because a lot of it's their livelihood, I totally get it. It is really rewarding to see, especially if you think a video is good enough, if you're proud of a video at any level and you see it get a lot of views, that's awesome. It's a really great feeling, which isn't great because you probably shouldn't have such a good feeling from really honestly kind of an arbitrary number unless it's your job. But anyway, so it's this paradox that I know, honestly, that overall, all in all, there are other ways to get like that type of content or those stories or those experiences without getting sucked in. And it's probably not using those programs, those companies. And the thing is, it's so prevalent in society. It is kind of hard, actually. No, so it's hard not to do that because of how many people use it, because there are so many great things on YouTube and TikTok, and there's really good comedy, there's really great tutorials, there's really great stories, there's great historical documentaries or art videos or cooking videos that are genuinely great videos and great pieces of content and good stories that are worth watching, that you're actually going to remember. And that is so prevalent. And then there's also a whole subculture about these just attention-seeking content. It's really funny. I started out this was just going to be the intro to a montage-y, I don't know if you've seen Nothing But Everything But Except Nothing, the Leslie Wang film, kind of something that-esque, but a little more personal and specific, something like that. And I started ranting about all my ideas because I've thought about this so much because I keep getting sucked into this cycle, and I don't know what the solution is in the long term, because is it worth it to not get any of those really great memorable content? Is it worth it not to get that but also not getting any of the just attention-seeking content? Because I don't know. I'm honestly not sure. Because is it possible to just stay on the edge and stay on the top layer of that great, memorable, fulfilling content? Yes, it is possible, but it's extremely hard because it goes against the interests of the companies. So they're not going to promote that at all. That's not what they're going to promote, because it doesn't make them the most money, because there's more content that is just attention seeking, because it gets more views, because it aligns with the company's interests. So it is possible, but it is very hard, especially because at some point you're gonna run out of content that is that really above the line of memorable and fulfilling and worthwhile. So it's just so hard. They make it hard because they want you to keep going, to dig a deeper hole that you can't get out of. And it's easier to dig yourself out. It's easier to just keep digging the hole than it is to dig yourself out at that point. And it's this ease that they offer. That's why it's so attractive, because if you're feeling sad or demotivated or a negative feeling, you can drown it out in this easy relief that they offer. And the thing is, it's just a sedation. They're not giving you real happiness. You might find a few videos that you laugh at and that you actually find funny, but then are you gonna go stop and actually start creating something yourself? No, probably not. It's the design of these companies to suck you in, and it's really hard to fight to stay above that, at least for me, and obviously for other people. Otherwise these companies wouldn't be so rich. My sister just walked in, and she looked at me, and I looked at her, and then she went and closed the door. Anyway, so Brian, you can come in. I'm just ranting on camera. Yeah, sure. Yeah, what's your question?
Okay, so we're gonna leave in about 40
Okay.
We have to be back at 8:15.
Cool.
And that's pretty much it.
Cool. I don't know if I want to go.
Who else is going with me?
Timmy.
Okay. You'll be protected.
No, Timmy.
So do you want to work on your hammock?
I'm doing a video rant right now.
Video rant? Okay.
I was starting to do an intro.
Well, it looks like you're feeling a little better doing it.
Yeah. I was starting to do an intro, and then I just started ranting.
Maybe I'm gonna go do a video rant. Too.
Okay, cool.
Alright, I'll check in with you.
Okay. Like, that's the thing. I was gonna go, the plan was to go play soccer with my sister and some friends, but now I don't feel like doing it, because it's this, when you get into the hole of short form content and YouTube shorts, and that just mindless slosh, right? They're so good at sucking you in and keeping you there, because right now I'm gonna have so much more fun going to play soccer. And also I need to set up a hammock in my room, because my room is an absolute mess right now, because we just moved and I've made the excuse that since I don't have really a lot of furniture yet, I can't clean it. I could totally clean it, I just don't want to, and I'm being demotivated and lazy partially because of short form content. It's really annoying, and it gets you down. Like, I'm going to have fun if I go, and I know that, but I don't want to go in a way, because it's easier, because getting over the edge of getting up and getting dressed and changing into clothes that I can do this in, and driving there and waiting and having all that time, all that friction where I'm not getting some sort of immediate satisfaction, it's like you get addicted to that. You get used to the immediateness that they offer. And this is such a big issue, and I don't know what to do. And it's dumb, because it's not hard, just like stop watching stuff. And I don't know, man, but obviously it's kind of hard because I keep doing it, and I at least would consider myself a relatively, well, no, I don't know if I would consider myself really to have a lot of self-control. It depends on the thing. Obviously this is something I'm not the best at, and a lot of people aren't the best at, because there's this, it's so weird to me. I mean, I don't know, I do the same thing, but it feels like a lot of people know and acknowledge that it's not good for them. Like watching TikTok or YouTube, they know that there's better things to do, but they just don't, because it's way easier to just keep scrolling. That's the big thing. It's easier, and even though it's less fulfilling, and it's not even like it has a better ratio of effort to satisfaction. Like, it does not take that much effort to do something to get so much more satisfaction than you're gonna get from what is basically zero effort and a little satisfaction. Because it's not satisfaction, it is sedation, and it is distraction from other stuff in life that sucks, right? Sucky stuff. There's times when I'm sad, and like, just honestly, like, crying is a great way to feel better about stuff, because it's letting, like, better out than in. It's way better, and sometimes it's easier, and it's like fulfilling this need that they create just to keep scrolling. And it's I don't know what to do, man. Like, this is, and the funny thing is, in a way, I contributed to it. I uploaded like 400 videos that, honestly, look, I mean, some of them were pretty funny. A third of them were bad. Like, just because I'm not just trying to like diss myself, like, oh, make me feel better. I didn't put a lot of effort into them. A lot of them were last minute. I forgot to make a short today, and it's 9 o'clock. I go to bed really early, compared to most people. It's 9 or 10 o'clock. Oh darn, I haven't done it yet. I need to make something quick. Because I wasn't doing it. I had set a commitment before, and I was fulfilling that. So I contributed to it, and I can see why so many people do, is because you get so many views, and you can get a lot of popularity and money. Well, no, you can't really make any money from short form content, hardly at all. But it's so prevalent in society, and it's such an issue, and I fall for the trap all the time, and I'm self-aware about it, and I know how to solve the problem, and it's not hard, and I've done it like 5 or 6 or 7 times before, but I'm still falling into the trap again, because it's a really good trap, and it doesn't feel like you're being trapped when you're in the trap. You only realize you were trapped after you get out. And the thing, it's like, people say that ignorance is bliss. That is not true. The memory of ignorance is bliss. Nobody likes being ignorant. It's never fun to be out of the loop and not know what people are talking about. Not understand the slang or the inside vocab of the inside lingo of a group. That's never fun. Ignorance is not bliss. It's remembering a time when you didn't understand all of the complicated and annoying and crappy things that exist. That is the bliss part, but there is no bliss, because it's just nostalgia, and it's just a longing for that feeling that you remember. But the thing is, everything is relative. When you're at one point, maybe you're a year away from a massive discovery or to learning something that makes things objectively worse, but relatively it's the same, because you still have stuff, like you still have stuff to deal with, because the worst thing that ever happened to you is the worst thing that ever happened to you. For some people, it might be they sprained their ankle. For me, I had a bike incident where I split my urethra. I couldn't walk for 3 months. It took me 6 months to recover. I had to have 4 surgeries, and I was peeing out of a tube, right? That sucked. But, so to me, I'd say that's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. But some people have become paraplegics. That's way worse. But relatively, because humans are so adaptable, it's almost the same. It's not like worse to them than it is to somebody else. But objectively it is. So this is a really long rant video. I don't know if I'm gonna I'll publish it. Why not? I'm bored. I haven't uploaded in a long time, and it probably won't get any views anyway. But those are my thoughts on life and short form content. It's funny how sad it is, and it's sad how funny it is. So it's not worth it. I think everybody knows that. Don't fall into the trap of short form content, and do something productive, and bye. I don't know. It's the most random rant video ever.